You're living an unhappy and unsatisfied life. Every day you wake up in darkness. Now, this world is dark. Without the sun, we wouldn't be able to see. Without artificial light, we wouldn't be able to light up our homes. Like we have the sun right now, and the sun gives ability for growth. What's happening is every day that you wake up in this darkness is keeping you trapped. Your limitations, your fears, an identity of your past that actually no longer exists. Now, let me just make something clear. You are a man or a woman of light, all right? And this darkness that has clouded your reality for your entire existence, every time you wake up, instead of renewing your life and taking the opportunity of life itself and making change, you cower in this darkness and you stay in a place which actually doesn't serve you. As said, you are a man or a woman of light. What this means is you are a human. If we break down human into two parts, hu means attribute of light. You are perceiving me based on your state of conscience, and the reason you can see me is because of the physical light spectrum. The sun is emerging and we're able to see more. But what happens is when we get stuck in this darkness, our minds and our lives can be very cloudy, which is actually keeping us trapped. And we're doing this out of choice. And I've said countless amount of times throughout this channel, it's not your fault, but it is your choice. When you can really grasp you're simply just an attribute of light, what you actually need to do is increase your light as a human so you're able to perceive more. But if you continuously reside in this darkness, then you cannot see beyond your perceived state of consciousness. And in order to increase that state of consciousness, you must be aware. So in this practice, it's important to become aware of the darkness, how you wake up every day, your pain, your trauma. There's no action required right now other than just becoming aware, because the more we can become aware of stuff, the more we can increase our state of conscience. Like yoga, for example. If you have a really stiff body, you're getting into the yoga pose, and what you're going to do when you find that point of pain, you breathe energy into that pain so you can release it. And the exact same is applied with the darkness that you wake up with every day. Instead of actually residing in that darkness, if we start to pay attention to it, then what we can do is we can start to increase the physical light spectrum of what we see. Like, if there was no sun, nothing would grow. This is a world of darkness. You reside in the darkness. Your skull, your brain, which is inside your skull, resides in darkness. And the only reason you can see me or this screen right now is because of light. So because of the light, it's going into my eyes, into the retinas of my eyes, it's going to the brain, the dark place of the skull. And what's happening is an image is being created in the skull, and then I am projecting reality. So I'm not seeing reality, I'm perceiving a projection of light. And when you can really understand that all you're seeing is a projection of your darkness, and you're aware of that darkness, now we can start to move through it. So how do we actually start to move through it? Well, the first thing before you can actually make change is being aware of what's actually happening in the first place. So if you're living through fear or an embodied state of trauma, then what we need to do is we need to pay attention to how we feel and the thoughts that come as a consequence of the stuff, our pain, our past, the stuff that we didn't actually resolve as a child or from a broken relationship, when all of these were simply just opportunities to reside in the darkness so we can shed light into these parts of ourselves, right? And once we've got the awareness, then we can focus on using physical things within our experience to raise our light, to expand our light, our glow, our confidence, and increase our persona, to increase the identity of who we are. Like, nothing really matters. Like, I'm on the beach in Thailand, beautiful seas, beautiful scenery, and nothing really matters until I bring meaning into matter. Matter is energy, right? Everything you're seeing is energy, and energy is light. So when you can see light, you can see energy, what you're doing is when you perceive reality, you give it meaning. So just as much as you giving meaning to a beautiful moment is the exact same as you giving meaning to a challenging or a dark moment. But what we have to do is we have to subtract that meaning and see the meaning as this darkness was an opportunity to grow within ourselves, to shed light on parts that we needed to integrate. So finally, I'll finish off by saying the application, once you have become aware, is then doing stuff which will increase your light as a human. And I like to reference the 4 elements for ascension. Now, there's 4 elements that you need in this physical world in order to increase your glow as a human. And these are, firstly, grounding. So being in the soil, being connected to the earth all the time. Second is the light that we see, the sun, the literal sun. I call the sun the father, and I call the earth the mother, because the mother takes away our troubles. She nurtures us. Nature takes care of us. Nature is simply just the purest form of love. And then the father, he comes along and he's like liberation. Now we're going to purify and we're going to strengthen the vessel. And in order to do that, we have to increase our light. So there's 2 elements. Now the third element is making sure that you're getting enough liquids. Now what I mean by liquids is not something you drink unless you blend it down into a smoothie, but fruit. Fruit is literally the number 1 source of hydration, of minerals, of vitamins, of everything that the body actually needs. You don't need anything else out of fruit. Like, everything else is just a bonus depending on your diet, who you are, and what you decide to eat. But that is the third element because it intertwines with purifying, grounding, detoxifying from the fruit, and then finally, without this one, fucking pay attention right now, because without this one, you ain't even gonna be here. You ain't even on this earth if you don't have this element. Finally, what is the thing that we do unconsciously, consciously every single day? And if you guessed it, it's fucking breathing. Breath is literally life. Without breath, you've got death. So count yourself lucky for actually being able to watch this video right now, because that is the 4th element. Breathing. Taking that moment to actually be conscious, and what we're doing is we're breathing in light into the body and we're releasing darkness. So if we can spend time practicing on being conscious with our breath, grounded in the sun, that is the literal cheat code to increasing your light as a human. I ain't even gonna say anymore, because the rest is simply just an application of you getting out your own way and facing by being aware and increasing your light by doing things that will purify, ground, increase your state of conscience, detoxify your body, and finally purify your mind. So today you have an opportunity to reside in something that no longer exists, but is simply an opportunity for you to see what the darkness is there to grow you into something better, or you can just stay where you are. On that note, if you're ready to follow through, links in description.